sweet Lord. Boom, boom, boom. Discus is where it's at, baby.
Don't adjust your television. What you're seeing is real. The fish heads are back. Now drop what you're doing and get ready for the show. It's going to be a great one.
What up, guys? It is Scott, and I am here with my buddy, Kenny E.
Kenny E. with Anakin Aquatics.
What is up, Kenny? How are you doing?
I am stoked about this gentleman you got for us tonight.
I tell you, I had a crappy day. I got home, I ate a bowl of cereal, and I thought about fish heads and the guests we have today, and I got super excited. Everything that bugged me today is gone because we're going to be talking about Discus. We're going to talk about a store opening. We're going to be talking about a guy that I generally really like, and that's great to have him as a guest. So, without further ado, we're going to bring in Chris.
How we doing, everybody?
How you doing, Chris?
Fantastic. Yourself?
I'm doing great.
Chris, welcome to the Fish Heads podcast and show. We are so grateful to have you here, sir. This is the Fish Heads program, and what we're trying to do is bring people that are doing impactful things out in the hobby to your screen. I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers out there, but there's not enough recognition for people like Chris that are doing fantastic things for people that are in the hobby or wanting to get in the hobby. So again, Chris, we greatly appreciate you being here, and thank you for coming. So let's talk about you. Give us your name and tell us how long you've been to this hobby, my friend.
All right, so my name's Chris Gazdick. I'm owner of Official Tropical Fish Store at Mountaintop as well as Island Discus. So I've been doing this since, probably since I was 3 years old. Started with, the small little tank, little angelfish that my mom got me in a bowl with no filter, no anything. Would die all the time. My mom would replace it behind my back. One day it died, and then she asked my grandma to go get it. When I got to grandma's house that day, I run over to the tank and said, "Mom, angel grew." My grandma, of course, replaced it with an angelfish twice the size, and the addiction kind of started from there. Moving forward, my dad always had a little tank. We got a little more into the hobby, but then what really sparked it when I was about 13, 14 years old, my grandpa told me about these discus that he used to keep and how gorgeous and how beautiful they were. He had the most beautiful discus and angel tank, just unbelievable. So, I only heard of them at that point. That was kind of when that first came about. And then my grandpa took me to the pet store one day to pick up some fish food for my tank. And he's like, "Oh, Chris, come here. Look, these are some discus." That day forward, I fell in love. I bought 2 discus, a whole nother tank. One tank turned to 2, turned to 4, turned to me ripping everything out of my bedroom in high school, putting wall-to-wall fish tanks, trying to breed them. Went away to college, started, a college fish tank, of course. Then moved up, graduated, started Island Discus officially out of my basement. Worked on that for a good 4 to 5 years. Little by little developed the service business, started wholesaling. Now we move forward to today where I opened up Official Tropical Fish Store. I have a partner who's fantastic. The two of us really have this love and passion for fish, and we really set it forward. So we brought Island Discus inside Official, combined everything. So we're now not only just discus, a little bit of everything, really exotic, unusual stuff that you don't see.
Wow. So that's it, folks.
Well,
just answered everything. We'll be done.
That's all, folks. From the first time you started keeping discus to now, would you say that the discus in the hobby today are probably a little easier for somebody to keep than they were like 15 years ago?
Absolutely. So, discus today have come so far. The rumors of they're impossible to keep, they're fragile. Yes, some of them are true depending on the supplier of your discus. But discus today in general have jumped leaps and bounds in terms of health and quality and the way the process of getting them from overseas to over here, the timing is cut down. The farms, the technology has gotten better. So discus are really a lot healthier and a lot easier to take care of nowadays. But it really does come down to the source of your discus. That is a huge factor in anybody that you get discus from. It's all about the quality and the health of the discus at the end of the day.
Yeah. So there's a myth that discus have to be in soft water. Is that still the case, or what's your thoughts on that?
No. So with discus being in soft water, if you're trying to breed them, absolutely. They should be in soft water. They're not going to breed in hard water, but yet sometimes they do. The eggs just aren't as fertile, so it's going to take a little longer for them to breed in harder water. So yes, do they prefer soft water? Absolutely. Is it an end-all being? No. They will adapt. I have clients that have them in hard water up to 7.8 pH, to clients that keep them in soft water down to 6.2 pH. As long as you acclimate to discus, then you're all good.
Okay, awesome.
Would you agree that the main thing with keeping discus is two things: quality food and very clean water? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, quality of water is number one. Discus prefer big water changes. Don't be afraid to do a 50 to 75% water change on your discus tank. It simulates the Amazon. It simulates the rainy season when they're flowing. It also stimulates breeding. So big water changes, a great mix of diet. I personally feed bloodworms, beef heart, brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, a combination. Beef heart, not so much, but I make my own. So I use a lot of shrimp and white fish, things to try to keep it natural for the fish. Spirulina flake. If you get them to eat the Vibra Bites, that's great too. A healthy discus should have no problem eating anything. The one thing I don't recommend feeding is live blackworms. So once in a while for a treat, yes, but you're going to get your discus very spoiled, and that's going to stop them eating completely. Even the freeze-dried. Anything blackworms, once they get that taste, it's going to be downhill from there for you. So recommend freeze-dried tube effects worms are great. Anything like that, just really stay away from the blackworms because it's so in their natural diet. They tend to, whether they're wild, domestic, once they get that taste, it's really hard to bring them back to eat anything else.
I'm next. All right. My next question to you, Chris. Look behind Kenny. Look behind my head. We both have discus tanks. Very different looking discus tanks. Kenny has plants in his. Mine's just hardscape. Is either one of them correct, or is either one of them wrong? Are both of these okay for discus long term?
Long term, they're both absolutely fantastic tanks. Two different styles, two different ways to present your discus. Kenny has the more natural with the plants and the typical, what you would see in a traditional discus tank. Scott, you have more of something that you would probably see in the wild. With the wild discus, with the driftwood and the rocks and the Amazon looking tank. So there is no right or wrong. You could go bare bottom. You could go regular gravel. I mean, realistically, bare bottom, yes, is the best, but it's not the only option. You can enjoy a tank with discus and enjoy scaping it out and make it your own. There's no reason why Kenny's tank is better than your tank or your tank's better than anybody else's tank. Discus love it all as long as you keep to the main focus of clean water, good filtration, not so much current. That's all you need.
Awesome. Kenny, you got another one, or are you good?
Go ahead for now, Scott. I've got a couple in my brain, but
behind me in this tank, and by the way, guys, as you watch these discus go behind me, they're small, they're young, and their colors are amazing. And I got these beautiful discus from our guest, Chris. So thank you very much, Chris, for these. We kind of did a little trade exchange for tanks. That was one hell of a night when you came to the house and I told you were going to get, 4 tanks, and it ended up being like 40?
Yeah.
All right, guys, it is the end for me, but start for Chris, Island Discus.
Oh, I got 7 fish tanks for you. Nothing big. Just trade me some discus for it. Yeah, okay. 22 tanks later. It's what helped start the store. You know, I used them right into the display, like one of my cichlid, like that big 110 that you had, the old school Marineland one, that setup, the 125 setup. Well, I'm using them all, buddy.
That's awesome. To think that some of my tanks help start your store, that's great for me. So I appreciate it. Filtration behind me, I have sponge filters and I have a canister filter back here. Keeping in mind, we're trying to make sure the water is as good as possible. Is there a particular filtration system you recommend, or what's your thoughts on that?
I'm an old school sponge filter guy. I mean, keep it simple. Don't overthink it. People love to overthink Discus. Now, of course, am I going to tell you a canister filter is wrong? Absolutely not. They're great, you know, especially with the ones with the built-in UV. Some even have built-in heaters now. I mean, the cleaner that you can keep your water, the better. Obviously, you're going to be doing more water changes with straight sponge filters, but a good hang on the back with a canister, a couple sponge filters in there, you're golden. I mean, Keep it simple. No carbon in your filters. Discus don't like carbon, stunts their growth a little bit, causes hole in the head. There's some myths with that. But, you know, just keep it plain, keep it simple, keep your water moving.
Right. So I met you, Chris, I think at my club, Cichlid Club of York, or I might have met you first at the NEC. One or the other, I met you. But speaking of the Cichlid Club of York, the Keystone Clash is starting September 24th, so I wanted to make sure I shouted that out. I know that you participated in that and put some of your amazing Discus in that took a lot of awards that year. You're not showing your Discus this year, is that correct?
I think I'm going to. I'm waiting on another shipment. We are the platinum sponsor, though, for the Keystone Clash this year, which is great. So we got that all set up. I'm going to bring about 100 Discus, some Angels, some axolotls, a little bit of everything to wow people like I always do, you know, go big or go home. I don't just bring a table, I bring my whole fish room.
So news flash for those people who don't know, this actually just happened like 24 hours ago. I have been asked to be a judge at Keystone Clash show, so I'm looking forward to that. People that watch King Queen Cichlids, I'm going to have some behind the scene look at all the contestants and all the fish. So I'm really looking forward to my first official gig at judging a really big fish show, because you know, Chris, you've been to our shows. They were huge, absolutely huge. So looking forward to
and it's one of the first shows back since COVID. So this should be the biggest and the best it's ever been. People should be coming from everywhere to go.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said we're promoting it down at the store for you. You know, we're handing out flyers. Like, we're doing our part to get people down there. So we're trying to get people to be aware and be a part of it.
Now, another big fish event that's coming up is called Fishtober. And Kenny, could you tell us a little bit about that? Because I'm super excited about that myself.
Yeah, I'm doing Fishtoberfest for the Greater Portland Aquarium Society, and I'm the president of that, Chris. I don't know if we told you that, but I'm the president of Greater Portland Aquarium Society as well as Daniken Aquatics. But we are doing Fishtoberfest. We are having 5 keynote speakers, starting with Jason from Redfish Bluefish, Alex, A History Living in Your Aquarium, and then we have Dan's from Dan's Fish, and we're having Lucas Bretz himself will be with us, and then also a great speaker that I'm sure my friend Scott knows from the ACA, Mr. Lawrence Kent, will be one of our keynote speakers as well.
One of the best.
Then we got amazing sponsorship. We have Aquatic Arts. We have Pisces Aquaria. We have K's, and then Redfish and Dan's are both sponsoring the event as well. So, but we have probably 50 home breeders that are going to have their own fish at this event, and we have already confirmed Ultim Angels, Zebra Cara, Ant Tetras, some super rare African cichlids will be there. I mean, it's going to be an event of all events, and we are doing it swap style, meaning there isn't going to be an auction. You're going to go to each table, and there's going to be prices on fish already bagged, ready for you to take home, which is really cool concept. And then we also will be doing a raffle. So it's going to be a great weekend, good time.
Did you give us a date on that, Kenny?
That is October 10th.
October 10th. One-day event.
One-day event. Sunday, October 10th. This is the first year, by the way, so this is our first annual Fishtoberfest, which we plan to do it every year from here on out. Next year's event, we've already decided, will be a 2-day event.
Yeah. That's how the class started. We start with first 3 were one-day events, and then it got so big we had to make it a whole weekend event. So very cool. Chris, I got to get back to you. Now, I have tetras in my tank, and I have 2 angelfish. Give us your thoughts on what other fish can be with discus. And I guess the biggest question I have, I don't have any issues, but are discus and angels together going to be all right long term?
So long term, you always got to watch when the angels get to full size and breeding behavior. They could sometimes get a little bit nasty and a little bit nippy. But if the angels have grown up with the discus, it's really not a problem. My partner's tank that I do for him, he has 4 big angels in with his discus that he got at the size of a dime. Raised them with the discus. No problems there. Any community type fish, that schooling, slow motion fish, perfect with the discus. Some bottom feeders, albino cory cats, bristlenose plecos, gold nugget plecos, so for a little higher end touch there. Zebra plecos. Really anything that's going to be peaceful with the discus that's not super fast. I'd stay away from like tiger barbs and things like that. Rainbow fish. People do put some rainbow fish in there, but I think they're a little too fast for my taste. Just something that's slow moving and schooling is great. Like the little Sharpei tetras are beautiful in the tank. For the kids, glowfish, believe it or not, really pop with the discus. I never liked glowfish before until I had them in my buddy's tank for his son. Unbelievable combination. It's really kind of cool. But I mean, just anything peaceful is fine. I mean, and then if you have a big enough tank and you want to go crazy, arowanas and stingrays for the aggressive boys. Throw them in there.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. That's one of them. If you have a tank big enough, you can pull it off. Some like one nice big arowana, discus ride the center, stingrays on the bottom.
And they're not going to try to eat the discus, the arowana.
As long as it's as long as the arowana isn't as big as the discus to fit in its mouth, it should be fine. I mean, in the Amazon, they're wild with them. So you're seeing that type of cohabitation where they hang up towards the top, and you get big enough discus, bite. They'll hold their own. Like some of those big guys that Kenny has back there, they'll hold their own for 10,
I'm going to tell you, brother, I'm going to pass on that idea, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, first time I come home and that arowana's got one of my beautiful discus in its mouth, I'm liable to fillet them right there on the spot.
Let me tell you, I had a school of silver dollars I put in with my arowanas, and it only lasted maybe 2 weeks before they were all being picked off. Now, you saw my arowanas, Kenny. I mean, they were huge.
Oh, yeah, they were enormous, though.
Yeah. You got to really have a big cohabitation for that.
Yeah.
When you say big, would you elaborate how big you're thinking?
Oh, like 500 to 700 gallons. Like, you have to house the stingray. You need a big boy tank.
Yeah.
But they're out there.
So I agree with everything you said, Chris, about the tank mates. I have some Buenos Aires tetras over here and Rasbars. The Rasbars are fine, but the Buenos Aires, whatever tetras are really fast, and they get the food before the discus do. So I'm going to have to do something short-term, long-term to maybe take them out so the discus have a chance to eat, because right now those tetras are really getting that food before any of the discus do. So I'll have to make a change there somehow.
And I broke all your golden rules, brother. I have rainbows in here. I have Denison barbs. I've got piebald gold barbs in here with them. Electric blue rams, and what else we got in here?
Rams are great. And again, it's just a recommendation. It's not a set stone. People put geophagas in with discus, I've seen. Then the random person that throws a goldfish in there. Again, it's all about water parameters. And you have a big tank too. You have that natural habitat where the discus could flow freely in between the plants. You have space. You're not crowding fast-moving fish in a 55-gallon tank either.
Right.
So, Chris, I got to celebrate you, because I can't tell you how many people I've heard want to start a fish business and not make it. you've started a fish business with Island Discus that's done incredible, and now you're going for the double here with the Official, which, by the way, I love the name of your store. In fact, I think I got a picture of it. Let me see here. I got your logo there, which I really like. And then the store looks amazing, man. It looks
Wow.
amazing. So what's that location? Where is it at?
So we're at 117 South Main Road in Mountaintop, PA, 18707. You know, we just been there a little bit.
You gotta know that address,
So
brother.
117.
He's like me, dude. He gets in the car and he just kind of autopilots and he pulls into the front door, unlocks the door, and heads on in. He don't give himself directions to work.
I know where it's at. It's on top of the mountain, so you can't really beat it. I moved outside of Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, I got a lot of Pennsylvania viewers, so I want to make sure we're sending 500-600 people to your store. So I want to make sure they get that address.
Oh, well, I mean, they'll 117 South Main Road, Mountaintop, PA, 18707.
And I'm
sure we'll have a link in the description.
Absolutely. There you go. So tell us.
Yep, like the page.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said like the Facebook page. That's up and live. The website's coming soon. It's really turned into a dream of mine. You know, I've had this dream since I was 15 years old.
I was going to say, a dream of yours, brother. That's a dream of all of ours. I mean, we would love all to be around fish 24/7. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Give us some tips on, well, what's your reasoning for why businesses fail and a business like you succeeds? What is it? Is it the mindset? Is it you just got to know what you're doing? How have you become successful while others have failed?
All right. So, I mean, it's a combination of a couple things. One, so a lot of the mom and pop fish stores are closing, unfortunately, because they probably don't own the building and the rent is just getting astronomically high. The sheer cost of renting the space versus owning the space is a big make it or break it, I think, for these mom and pop stores that don't have the built-in business to support it. I'm very lucky in the fact that I have my service business that I built up thanks to the Cichlid Club of York. That's how I got my start in the service world, to really back that ability to pay rent. Then on top of that is having a streamlined source of fish. I'm very lucky to have built relationships overseas to have my own personal supply over there where I'm the sole supplier of Discus for this specific farm. I have the capability of bringing in other types of fish from them. COVID right now is a little bit difficult trying to get a flight out from overseas, but you know, it is possible. It's just a waiting game. So when you order big and you make sure that, you know, you trust your supplier over there. So that's a huge factor. And the other thing too is we're very personable. We're not in this for the money. We're in this because we love fish. The whole store is set up kind of boutique style where you go in, the lights are low. It's like you're in an aquarium. You literally are just so relaxed in the store, you don't want to leave. I go up there, I wind up walking out 10, 11 o'clock at night because I just love being in there. Right. And it's just a nice place to hang out, whether you buy anything or not, to come and check out the Discus, the different plecos we brought in. We brought in gold nuggets, salton plecos, medusas. We have the axolotls, which are unbelievable. Just to come and hang out and just enjoy the atmosphere. We basically took the fish room out of my basement, expanded it, and made it into a really nice hangout spot so people could enjoy the hobby. It's not a cramped fish store. It's not a dirty fish store, which, you know, the dirty ones sometimes are the best ones. But it's a place where you could really get the enjoyment and the experience. And on top of the knowledge that we have, you know, we're here to really just pass on the love of the fish. So we're not going to sell you something that you don't need. We want what's best for you and the fish itself. So that's the approach we're taking. And I think it's honestly the best thing. We're trying to build that personal relationship with every customer that walks into the door. And I think that's what's really setting us apart from some of the other big business out there, where, you know, the people that are going to go to Petco and PetSmart are going to go there, but the people that want the experience and love the hobby are going to come to me.
Chris, what did I tell you? No Africans. No Africans. Check over here. There you go. All right, guys. As you know, Chris, I am kind of famous for starting shop hops with some of the clubs around the area. We would go all the way out to North Jersey, hit some shops. We, hit every shop in Pennsylvania. So we're definitely going to get something together where we come visit your store, hang out, and enjoy it, just like you said, as it was meant to be. Fish people coming together, like minds, buying fish, supporting your business, and just having a great time. So we will get together off camera and we'll set up something, and maybe you can do a little discount for like a group of, we'll bring like 30 or 40 people, and maybe you can do a little small discount for people, and we'll make a day out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, and then we're planning our grand opening in October as well. So, maybe we'll plan for that. We'll have a nice little grand opening party. I got the hot dog guy coming. We'll have a good old time.
All right. And I love to redo video recordings of fish stores. So you got to give me exclusive. Walk with me as we go through your store and let you explain what's going on. So I would love to be the first to record that. So
you would be the first one in, buddy. You're a real reason why the fish store is even coming to be, because with your help, some of the other tanks that I bought, my own fish room, that's what created the store. People like us coming together, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
I guarantee you, Miss Danny will be all like this when you got a Discus store going. You should be like, what does he got going on?
Should be calling.
We got about 200 Discus in stock and 300 more on the way. So we're going to be stocked with Discus.
That would be my next question. I like to buy from people. My boy next to me here knows. Next question for all the viewers too, I'm sure are already saying, do you ship?
Absolutely. We will be more than happy to ship you some fish. I have no problem at all.
Danielle, you ain't watching it.
And Kenny, I heard you said you like pigeon bloods. I got some of the most amazing pigeon bloods in right now. Literally, I have the Red Eagles. I have the Raphaels. I have some pandas. Really unbelievable big boys that may make your mouth water.
Yeah, dude. You lost me at pigeon bloods. Trust me. I'm all over pigeon bloods.
Yeah. Well, Chris, that is awesome. We wish you, much success. We know you'll do well. We've watched Discus blow up for years, and we know this one will be just as big. One last question. You're not just going to have Discus. You've talked about some of the other fish. You're going to have a wide variety of different fish. Are you going to have the store divided where Discus are on one side, other fish are on the others? What you got cooking there?
So I'll give you the little virtual walkthrough. You walk in through the front door. To the right is all your community fish. You got your angels, some of your smaller plecos, your tetras, your rams, barbs, mollies, platies, all on the right side. To the left is a nice big high-end beta wall with some of the most phenomenal betas you ever seen. You walk through to the center room, you're into Island Discus in the cichlid territory. So we got want to say close to over 1,000 gallons of water just in Discus space. On top of the African cichlids, you turn the corner, you're into Pleco Bay, all different high-end plecos from Brazil, some flower horns mixed in there. You walk into the back room, there's product, axolotls, and even a little bit more to expand. So, we have a little bit of everything right now. We have more fish coming in within the next week or two. We're pretty much almost fully ready to go. That's why we're calling this our soft open right now. Hopefully to have the grand opening right after the Keystone Clash, announce it there, spread the love, spread the, great fish vibes, and kind of take it from there.
Awesome.
Well, it sounds like I got a new destination for my Fish Fam tour too. I will definitely be stopping at this guy's store.
Absolutely. And hopefully you'll be showing some of those trophies you won at the Keystone Clash in your store to let everyone know that, you are a very experienced and skilled hobbyist. So
trust me, check the guy out. His Discus are amazing.
Check out the Facebook page. Some of the actual Discus that are live are posted there right now. We're constantly posting new arrivals. Check it all out. I mean, Island Discus page is still live, but everything we're trying to feed to the official PA page. So Island Discus is inside official now.
Now, I hate to keep asking you questions because I'm trying to wrap this up. We're at almost minute 40 something now, but I got to ask this as someone that goes to stores. Are you going to be open for trade-ins? Like if I have a fish and I know I've had it for years and it's outgrown its tank, are you open to trading fish for credit, anything like that? Have you thought about that?
Absolutely. I've done it already. If I have the tank space for it and it could fit in, obviously just ask me first, give us a call, shoot me a message before you just come show up with, a 6 foot, pike or something like that. Just give me a little heads up so that way I know what I'm walking into in the day. But yeah, of course, I'm going to work with hobbyists. I'm going to do whatever I can for them. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, making people grow, change their tanks, give fish a good home when they want to swap it out with something else. Absolutely. As long as they have the tank space, they're all welcome. And of course, if they're healthy.
Well, you saw that dove eye of mine. I don't think I'll be bringing that to your store time soon.
No,
I don't know.
Right.
He says that he puts Discus with arowana, so I mean, your dove eye should be no big deal.
No. A dove eye, I wouldn't put a Discus with. We'll be okay on that one.
All right. I think this is my last question, unless Kenny has some. What is your filtration system in your store? Are they all your tanks? Tell us about that.
Everything is individualized. Because I do a lot of importing myself, I don't want to risk the fish or the system to have a centralized filtration system. Everything is individualized. Everything is on its own sponge heater. I have a central airline pump system that pumps all my air throughout the whole store. So that's the only thing that's centralized, even to the point of I do my own water changes through a pump system where not even that's connected. So I'm not risking any cross-contamination. Everything's kind of kept clean just because of the sheer volume that I bring in and, for quarantine purposes and safety like that, because that's what at the end of the day, you have to do it right. And if you put in a sick fish in a system that's all connected, you're going to wipe out your whole system.
Absolutely.
The reason I went like that, he just answered my question. I was just going to ask him what's his quarantine process. So that right there is a sign of a man that's going to be very successful. If you take the time to make sure your public is getting a quality fish by taking the time to quarantine them before you're selling them, that tells me you're in it for the long haul, man.
Exactly, because especially with Discus, especially with overseas, you have to do a 2-week quarantine minimum. It's not right for the fish. It's not right for the customer. You want to make sure you're giving your customer a healthy fish. That's what it's all about. I will let a fish sit in my tank for a week, 2 weeks, and people could stare at it every day. It will not be sold until that fish is ready. I have my own little process that I like to go through for quarantining fish, little combination of salt, metro, bacterial, just to kind of do a general broad cleanup. And that's every fish, because you don't know what's coming in from overseas.
Well, I know there's people like me that are right in their mouths now. They're ready to order. How would they, if I'm in Portland, Oregon, I want to order some Discus from you. Where's the best place for me to go to order them?
So right now the page is on the website itself is under construction, but right now go to the Facebook page and personally message us. I will send you live pictures of the actual fish that you would receive. Shipping time will probably on a Monday or a Tuesday. During the week, FedEx, Overnight Express, UPS, anything that, any which way you want to go. Especially for the Discus, I would say there's probably a 4 fish minimum order just to fill the box for the safety of the fish. Shipping one fish, it's going to get tossed around. It's going to get, really beat up by the Postal Service. We've had some issues. As everybody knows, when you're shipping a fish, if the box is too light, it's going to get tossed.
Yeah. Chris, I'm so thankful that you're a guest. Kenny, I got to tell you, hopefully I'm getting this right. I remember Chris doing a talk, and not only was his talk great, but I think you brought barbecue for everyone too. Is that right, Chris?
That was the first one. My buddy Matt, who opened Three Hogs Barbecue Restaurant down by you, came along for the ride, and we fed everybody. I usually bring some Discus down for the club, just to give back a little bit. I'm excited to always keep giving back. I do talks all over. I'm speaking in New York in November. So, just about Discus, giving them the lowdown on presentation and, anything that they need. I'll really speak about anything, but Discus is obviously my main strength, I would say.
Right. Chris, we thank you so much. Again, people watching, this is a Fish Heads program, and what we're trying to do is bring people that are doing impactful things out in the hobby to your screen. I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers out there, but there's not enough recognition for people like Chris that are doing fantastic things for people that are in the hobby or wanting to get in the hobby. So again, Chris, we greatly appreciate you being here. You're going to get my full support here locally, and we're going to keep promoting you until your business is bigger than you ever dreamed it would be. So wishing you the best, my friend.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate being here. Anything for you, Scott. Kenny, it was great meeting you.
Absolute pleasure, man.
Please check out our Facebook page, Official PA. It's in the name right there, just as it's spelled, Official. A great like and support is all we ask. Check us out. Questions, message us. My phone number is on there. Call the store. Hours we're off right now, Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesday 4 to 8, Thursday 4 to 8, Friday 4 to 8, 10 to 8 on Saturdays, and 10 to 6 on Sundays. So we're not that typical store that closes on Sundays. We're there for you on the weekend. We're there later than any other pet stores probably open till we're here for you guys.
Awesome. So I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks at Keystone Clash. Let's get dinner or something.
Absolutely. I can't wait. We'll have a blast.
You can bribe the judge now, a little free dinner.
Yeah, am I even allowed to enter now? We'll see.
You heard it here. Scott's going to take a take to get this man a trophy. There you go. You just heard it.
Chris, I love you, brother. I'll see you real soon. All right?
I appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much. Again, have a great night. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
right.
Chris.
Take care.
Thanks. Yeah.
See you later. Kenny.
Buddy, that was awesome. Love that guy.
That guy is awesome. Super knowledgeable. Great guy. Super generous. That's the other
But
thing.
I do got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh. What's
You
that?
probably just cost me $500, man, because you know I'm calling him.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I want. I want, so especially for someone like this is the guy that's come to my club, giving fish away. I just talked about the barbecue. He brought us all, gave us a presentation, probably didn't charge us anything but gas just to be there. In fact, he probably didn't charge us anything. Just a really good giving guy. And if we can give back, those viewers out there that live in Pennsylvania, if you don't live in Pennsylvania, you heard him. It'll ship to you. Please support this guy's store. Shops like this are far and few between, and these good ones like he has, we got to support them. We got to support them. Excuse me, Kenny, tell us what you got going on this weekend. You're done with the 100 fish list, right?
We're done with the fish countdown. I did drop a video about 4 days ago, but I redid my Turkana Jewels. I gave them a nice tank upgrade. And then I'm going to start doing a few more videos. But every Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we do our live stream. Not so fishy as it used to be. We did. Now, I broke a record this week, Scott. We answered 3 fish questions in my last one, if you can believe it. But usually it's just me and the wife having a good time, talking with our community. We do get into fish topics. Do they always stay there? No, but I'm telling you, it's always a good time, and everybody enjoys themselves on our streams. What do you got going, big man?
Well, I had a great interview with a friend of mine named Greg Steves, who is one of the directors of the CARES program for endangered fish. Unfortunately, you weren't able to make it. You were out there making that money, which is what you got to do. So I'm going to drop that. I don't know if I'm going to drop it as a fish heads or I'm just going to drop it as a regular video, but it was a great interview, and I'm anxious for people to really learn more about CARES and these fish that are, just in 2020, we lost 80 different species of freshwater fish. So this is like real.
It's very scary what the world is doing to the fish at the moment. And I believe it's global warming. It's heating up. And the waters are killing off the fish, along with the pollution, and the losing of their natural habitat is a big factor right now. And I am so bummed. I wanted to meet that guy so bad. Anything dealing in CARES, I'm a true believer and all over it, You
guys would have hit him because he talked a lot about Madagascar fish, and I know that's
yeah.
now. So you make sure you, my friend.
You know I'll be there.
And then other than that, you just talked about questions. We got so many questions from our last video, Kenny, that we might just have to do another one, just me and you, just dealing with questions, because I counted over 25, 30 different questions that we have to dive into and help some people that have some really...
Absolutely. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what the show's designed about, is to help people. So,
yeah, I am really loving this Fish Head show. I'm liking this more than actually making my own videos, believe it or not. So,
well, I will say you put a new life in me too, brother. So,
I appreciate it. So hopefully you guys viewing will hit that like button. You definitely go to Dankin Aquatics, subscribe to him. You're at what, 2,200 subscribers and counting?
Yep, I'm climbing every day, brother.
Yeah, so definitely go support my brother right there, Kenny E, and his beautiful wife, Danny. Hit that subscribe button. Hit your subscribe button for me as well. I'm trying to get up there to 10,000 subscribers. I'm getting closer every day, so I appreciate that, guys. And we're going to just keep bringing you great programs with people that you don't see on YouTube, but are really doing some important things, influential things out there in the hobby. So look forward to that. I already showed Kenny some of the lists of speakers that are coming, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a blast. But speaking of YouTubers, guys, if you are in that Pennsylvania area and you want to meet one of the best in the business, he will be at the Keystone Clash at the end of the month.
I appreciate that. And Susie Q will be there as well, and a couple of other fish tubers. So yeah, definitely come out. I'm going to be there Saturday. I might be a little busy because my main thing is to be judging a lot of fish, but I will definitely make time for anybody who wants to stop and talk a little bit. So thank you for that, Kenny. All right, my friend, another great podcast video. Give Danny my love.
I will, bud. Tell the Miss Queen Liz I said hello as well.
I certainly will, and we will do this again next week, guys. Take care.
Peace.
Fish Heads for life.
Yeah, baby.